Hello, this is Matthew Miller from the ZDNet Smartphones and Cell Phones blog. Tonight I'm bringing you a walk around the T-Mobile HTC Touch Pro2. A month or so ago I took a look at the unlocked version of the Touch Pro2. Now we've got the T-Mobile branded version, and this is something that I personally have been anticipating for quite a while, since I am a T-Mobile customer and was looking for something in 3G and Windows Mobile. Now, I saw this at CTIA and I was pretty excited about it, because as you'll see in a minute here, the keyboard is quite fantastic. After using both this and the T-Mobile MyTouch 3G Android device, I actually bought the MyTouch 3G. It was priced at only $200 versus $350 for the Touch Pro 2, and I just found that being more pocketable was more useful to me, and I turns out I really don't know if I need the full big keyboard, and I think I'm going to stick mainly with either on-screen or forward-facing keyboards. So here is the Touch Pro 2 from T-Mobile. Now it's very similar to the unlocked Touch Pro 2. There really isn't much changed. Even the keyboard is fairly much the same. Now the rumored, well, I guess it's not rumored because we actually saw an AT&T label on the photo, but the Tilt 2 or whatever, the AT&T version, actually has a looks what has be a nicer keyboard, because the numbers are arranged like a phone dial pad and there's more punctuation and things like that on the keyboard itself. So looking at the device, we've got, a few hardware buttons at the bottom. We've got a send and end key, home key, and a back button, and then there's a scroller down here for zooming in and out. Nice large display, and I'll just turn it on for a second. There's kind of the home screen with my faves. It's a beautiful display, as you can see. Power button up top. There's a volume buttons here on the side, along with a micro SD card slot. No integrated memory at all, just micro SD. Also on the bottom we have the HTC external USB, which is used for syncing, charging, and a headset. And what we've seen from pictures is, I believe the Verizon and Sprint version both have a 3.5mm headset jack next to this, which would be a super, actually. Getting kind of tired of the proprietary ports. Here is the stylus silo with matched the mocha color there. There's a reset button on the side, and then we swing around to the back, and we see there's a little bit different design than what we saw. The one on the unlocked one had this grill kind of along the whole back of it. This one is focused up top with a 3.2 megapixel camera and the same mute button up top, so it's really designed for the business professional who's looking to make speakerphone calls quite a bit. Now if we pop open the keyboard here, this keyboard, unlike the one that I had on the unlocked version, the unlocked version that I had, that thing would wobble quite a bit. This one is really tight, as it should be. I think I just had a faulty review unit at the time. So this is a nice tight keyboard and hinge device, as you can see there. And here's a look at the keyboard. As you can see, it's extremely well spaced. Maybe not quite too big for two thumbs to bounce around on. The buttons have, nice height, nice spacing. They have a nice feel to it. Very attractive in this brown. The full number row up top, and the directional pad down here to kind of navigate around. Unfortunately, I don't see like a start button, and there's some of these other punctuation you actually have to press Alt to get to. Overall, though, it's a very nice keyboard, and I may find myself ending up going to buy one of these anyway, just because it's such a nice keyboard. But try to hold out if I can for the Windows Mobile 7 devices and things that might be coming in 2010. So let me go ahead and turn off the overhead light, and we'll run through a little bit of the software. It's pretty much the same as the last Touch Pro 2. T-Mobile has added a few things which I'll show. Of course, here is the T-Mobile My Faves, and I actually just switched my whole family plan to the My Faves plan, because that way we can call home, work, grandma, and those numbers, and it doesn't count against our minutes. So we probably won't be spending hardly any money on minutes at all due to that. So just kind of run through. There's the messages, there's email. There we've got the Opera Mobile Opera Mobile web browser. Got our weather application. As you can see, like before the big screen, it has 5-day forecast, photos and video, music, then your settings for everything, your programs, kind of like your application launcher and that kind of thing, and then stocks. Now, let me go and find a contact and I'll show you a little bit more about that. So if we go into a contact, like the Touch Pro 2 that I showed, it has a contact info tab, then it has messages, so text messages if you sent back and forth, emails you've sent back and forth. There's a Facebook status up here with events and updates, and then the call history. So there's and there's TouchFlow 3D starting up again. So there's that's the people application. There's quite a bit of that in the device. It is pretty slick, pretty responsive. However, it does still tend to lag from time to time. And you can live mostly in the TouchFlow 3D. Here you can launch those programs, or you can jump in here and say all programs, and so you can pretty easily scroll up and down. If we go back to the TouchFlow 3D and then settings, you can view those settings that are selected. If you tap on all settings, you do get taken into the Windows mobile interface here. And if we were to go up here to programs, you could also jump into the Windows Mobile 6.1 programs options as well. So let's just look at the programs here and see. I have loaded a couple applications, Facebook of course, but they have the T-Mobile My Account, which is similar to what I had on the My Touch 3G, which is nice to have. It gives you a bunch of information on your account status, minutes, and all that kind of thing. The calculator is nice for somebody like me that's an engineer. As you can see here, it's basic, but if we were to flip it over, it gives me a nice scientific calculator, which I do like to see. Much better than the junky one like that. Okay. Com Manager, Google Maps, Java client here. And then, of course, the Opera browser. There's a voice note application. Telenav is fully supported, so you can do Telenav Navigator on T-Mobile's 3G network, YouTube, and the rest. Okay. And jumping over to settings, all our traditional settings. There's some My Fave settings. Just jump in here and show you the device info. As you can see, it's the 528 megahertz processor, 256 RAM, 512 ROM, and that display is a 480 by 800 WVGA display, very high quality. TV out is supported with the proper cable, and that's about it. So that's a quick look at the T-Mobile version of the HTC Touch Pro 2. Nice device. It is quite big. Oh yeah, I was also going to show. I thought my Nokia N97 was a big phone, but if you look at them, definitely a thinner, not as wide device. And if we pop open the keyboards, and take a look, it makes the N97 look a bit small actually, which I thought was a little bit surprising because I thought the N97 was so large. So I picked up the Touch Pro 2, which is a big device. It's definitely not as easily pocketable as my my new Touch Pro, or my new My Touch here, as far as thinness and width and lightness and things like that. But nice device if you're looking for a device that has powerful exchange and does quite a bit for you. I believe the price is going to be $349.99 with a 2-year contract, and I don't know, the unlocked price must be $549 or $599 with a no contract price, not unlocked, sorry. Alright, so that's a walk around the T-Mobile HTC Touch Pro 2.